As somebody who's been making content for 6 years, if I was starting again today with no brand or no ideas, here's exactly how I would do it. In this video, I'm going to walk you through the 7 key steps I would take if I was starting YouTube for my business all over again from scratch. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to create content for your business, understand how to differentiate yourself in the marketplace, and know which type of content works best for your business. So step 1. This is where the basis starts, and I want you to understand this is not just an ICP like filter, company size, revenue range, and headcount. This is where the basis of all of your content ideas come from, so you need to understand your buyer at a psychological level, as you can see right here. Your content should answer real questions, shift their limiting beliefs, and overcome the objections that you're hearing time and time again, or your sales team is hearing time and time again. So how do you do that? This is the 4 flywheel framework that I use, and this is where we pull content ideas from our day-to-day operations. So conversations directly with clients. Let's actually start with number 1 over here. First thing is first, every sales call you've ever done, you got to start recording it, but if you have been recording it, pull every transcript and run it through AI. Have it understand what are the objections, the actual psychological makeup of your ICP. So as an example, if for somebody in content marketing, when we do this, we hear time and time again, we can just build this in-house, or can we just hire an editor? And I always see, okay, how can we bring that out from the objection of the sales call and then reflect that into a content piece? So those are like little nuggets that you can take there to understand your ICP at a better level, because they have already told you all of those specific things. Number 2 is talking directly to the existing clients that you have. They're probably going to have the same questions, the people who are not paying you, so your prospects, because they were once in your prospect shoes. They were a prospect at one given time. Ask them about their specific needs, their questions, the things that they're not doing or struggling with. Great, that's going to be content ideas. Same thing here with map out reoccurring objections and pain points. This can kind of go hand in hand with sales call and call transcripts. However, I find for myself a lot of the time, I can actually pull these from DMs that I have with prospects. So even if it's not a sales call that you can run through Claude, I just kind of keep a working notepad of, hey, this person has told me this. Hey, this person has told me this. Actually, one thing, somebody actually told me this one time. They said, your service is great. Your price point is great. However, I don't feel comfortable talking on the camera, and therefore I won't do content. So that's another nugget for me that maybe wasn't on a sales call specifically, but prior to the sales call that you can document. And the last one here is, when you're doing this, don't reinvent the wheel and try to sound flashy and trendy. Use the exact language your ICP uses. If they're saying specific words or they're describing a specific situation, repeat that back in the content the exact way you've heard that. In sales or your founder-led sales, or if you're still working closely with your sales team, you've probably heard this enough times where you can just articulate this. However, if you can use content like this and you want to script it, go ahead and script it. So the deep dive and having that psychological understanding of them and what's stalling deals, this is where we pull topics. Let me show you how we actually do this for ourselves. First and second one here, these are my channel. I'm going to show you another client that we're doing down there in a different industry. But look at this one here. We have this topic because we had a call with a founder that was doing $20K per month in ad spend. And he said, well, I actually don't have a lead problem anymore. I don't want YouTube for leads. I want to help convert the leads better. So awesome. We're going to do a topic that is stop doing paid ads without organic YouTube content. Do this instead. Really interesting. Another one over here, the exact system to make consistent content with no time. We got this because founders are busy. You're watching this, you have no hours in the day. So here's my exact system on how I actually create content for myself and all our clients within just 2 hours a month. So you see how these videos actually translate into working assets rather than just things that live in your sales calls or your DMs. Another client over here in the GTM or revenue operations space, a big thing that he always heard from his prospects was, listen, cold outreach, cold email, and cold DMs, it doesn't work anymore. That's dead. However, Bob is, our client Bob here is generating tons of pipeline for his clients. So he's saying B2B cold outreach isn't dead. Your system is, and he explains why when he works with companies, he just changes the way in which they go to market with their outreach and everything changes. So he's overcoming an objection. Another one for him was that a lot of people were comparing him to lead gen agencies, and they say, well, they can't just drive growth. They just give us garbage and shit leads. But for Bob, that's not the case. So when he's creating this video, he's trying to differentiate himself from lead gen agencies and put them in a whole different ballgame. So you see how this actually translates into content working ideas here? Really cool stuff. So that's number 1, all right? So let me show you how in depth we actually go with this so you can see what we are feeding AI to get these insights that we actually are. So pop in here, look at this file over here. This is our target audience breakdown, completely no details left out of pocket. So we explain who they are and all the different types of people we work with. So RevOps GTM agency, B2B SaaS founder, B2B consultancy or boutique firm leader, even recruitment in that sense. Who are the decision makers in the process? What are their demographics, psychographics, biggest pain points? So this is things that you're not going to find in Prospeo or Apollo. These are things that we have spoken with our clients or prospects about, right? Founders a bottleneck, no connection between content and sales motion, inconsistency kills compounding, complex offers that buyers do not understand before the call. Look how much we're doing here. What they want, what they fear, challenges, etc., etc. Now, I know you're probably thinking, whoa, that's way too much work. Listen, just take an intake form, take one sales call with your prospects, even your website, and have AI extrapolate this for you. It really is not that complex once you have AI leverage it for you, because I didn't write this. AI helped us synthesize everything and put it into one working document. All right, so let's close this out and let's get into the second one. Build your one-liner. Before you start making content, this is the first thing I would do. Understand what I am actually going to communicate with this channel. Who is it serving? What am I doing? What are they getting out of it? Don't just put growth architecture. Here, look at this. Growth architecture for SaaS. Your go-to-market CRM. That's impressive, maybe, but it means nothing. I don't understand that as a viewer. But I'm talking about something that's specific, outcome-driven, and understandable in 3 seconds. Make it easy for someone to land there and go, oh, this channel is for me, or this company is for me. This is the note I want you to take home. It builds directly off your ICP research. If your ICP wouldn't understand it clearly, rewrite it. So look at some of these examples here. I just want to see if we can zoom in a bit. So this is the the one-liner that we do for ourselves at Hive. This channel helps B2B founders use founder-led video content to pre-sell prospects, shorten sales cycles, and build a brand that compounds without adding to their workload. All right? That's very important because when you actually go to our website, I'm just going to show this here. The same message is delivered. Launch and scale founder-led LinkedIn, YouTube strategies for sales enablement. Shorten sales cycles, pre-handle objections, and accelerate deals. So when someone sees our front-facing video or channel and they click over to our website, there's no friction. If you have an offer here on YouTube and your website's saying something completely different, this right here is going to be a disconnect. They've heard one thing here and they're seeing another. So sales and marketing need to work together to make sure that the channel has a through line, a consistent through line, okay? Another one here, this is what we did for Bob above. Let's pop back in. So this channel helps mid to large size B2B companies build AI-powered systems to get to more conversations with their ideal clients without adding headcount. Now, do you see the level of specificity that goes into this versus somebody saying, well, we're your go-to-market CRM or growth architecture for SaaS? It means nothing. Get clear on the specific thing that you do. And if you can't summarize it in one line, get it down to one line because you need to be able to communicate it that fast, okay? Now, very simple. So we'll just get into step number 3 here. This is where we talk about your unique identifier. So what's a unique identifier? It's the thing that if someone were to take all of your content, all of your videos or your blogs or whatever it is, and they were to put it on their website, they can't do that because of the unique identifier that you have. So it's something that instantly sets you apart and it gives you instant credibility in every piece of content you create. All right. So there's 3 things here that, or there's 2 things actually. And then the third, I'll just give you the example. But the credibility signal, this is something that we then take and put at the start of the YouTube video. So if you noticed, at the beginning of my YouTube video, my credibility is that I've been in the industry for I've been making content for 6 years and I've done it across 8 industries. And if you look at the actual script, as somebody who's been making content for 6 years, that right there is a unique identifier. Some people just get into the space last year, or some people are just freelancers. However, I've been in actual B2B marketing for 6 years. So that's going to set me apart, and I said it right at the beginning of the video. So you casually drop it. You didn't even notice it, but your subconscious registered me as an authority, which is probably why you're still watching this video at this point, right? Not just this pretty presentation, like actually dropping some wisdom here. The next thing is your case study bank. So your unique identifier needs to be backed by proof. And when you say something or when you explain your credibility, it needs to be attached to either an outcome or a very clear numerical value. So a great example, like I just said, I've been across 8 industries. And right now, because we're still editing the video, I don't know what it's going to look like at the end. But however, I know when I said, as I've been making content for 6 years, My videographer or my editor has probably done all of the specific screenshots of me doing work for clients or generating results. So you see how the credibility signal, we drop it, and then the case study can even just be backed by real proof of me working with clients or prospects just like you. So understand what that is for you. I'm going to show you here some examples so you can help brainstorm here. Okay, so I'm going to use 3 clients. All right, so I've done content for 6 years across 8 B2B industries. Bob has generated over $500,000 in pipeline for his clients using cold outreach alone. Very specific, numerical value, very unique. And another one of our clients, he actually runs a faceless YouTube channel. Can't name him for the reason that it's a faceless channel, but he is helping young men overcome their self-development insecurities and actually become a man that's full of purpose and drive and success. He has actually spent $100,000 over all these years on his personal development. So when we say stuff like this in the beginning of the video, it instantly positions you as a credible authority that will get somebody the result they're looking at for in the video. So what does that mean for you? What is your unique identifier? This could be very something like if you work in cold ads, or let's just say you work in meta ads or Google ads. Maybe you manage $4 million across ad platforms for your clients. Like, that's a huge number. Leverage that in your content. You need to say stuff like that. So once you understand your ICP, you understand your case studies, and you understand your unique identifier, these 3 things are just going to be a perfect trifecta to get people to listen to you and to trust you and book that call or book that demo. Okay, so let's move in here to number 4. This is where I would start to pick my channels. I've done everything from Instagram, TikTok, blogs, podcasting, long form, short form. I have done every platform. It's actually disgusting how many videos I've made. If I were to pick 3 in the B2B space, I would pick YouTube, LinkedIn, and written blogging articles. Pop back in here. This is the exact mix that I'm going to do. I don't like to spread thin because the more you scatter yourself, the more diluted your content is going to get. You will actually train your prospects or your audience to not listen to you because they are just seeing so much slop or so much repurposing that it doesn't bring value to them anymore. You've actually trained them like Pavlov's dogs to just say, okay, this guy's going to drop another AI-generated content piece or a clipped video from some podcast that I've seen 14 times. I'm not going to listen to you. Okay, so these are the 3 I would pick. Long form authority builds trust and it ranks high in search. This is the highest intent audience, okay? When somebody watches a short form video or they read your LinkedIn post, they only spend about 30 to 60 seconds with you. However, at this point in the video, this is probably like 12-ish minutes, if I had to say, you're still listening to me talk. That amount of trust I am doing at scale, depending on how many people actually watch this video. If it's 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, that's how much time I'm spending with you as we talk. So imagine for you in your shoes, if you were to spend 25 minutes with every dream prospect actively looking for your solution, do you not think that that's going to be a big trust builder, a big rapport builder? Same thing with LinkedIn, okay? If we were to take that written content piece or that the piece that maybe not everybody consumes video, sometimes not everybody does, but LinkedIn is a great discovery engine to repurpose that YouTube content or to pull the audience off of LinkedIn into an actual working presentation that you're doing or a working video that you're doing. This is the direct access to B2B to buyers. Every single B2B founder, not everyone, but a lot of B2B founders or your ICP, if they're CROs, CMOs, they're going to be on LinkedIn. So if you do not have an active face inside LinkedIn, you're almost missing an entire piece of the pie, okay? It's a great way also to test ideas in messaging. If a post performs well, look at the copy. Look at what were the specific hooks. What was the actual topic of that? And then translate that into a YouTube video. And then vice versa. If the YouTube video does well, put it on LinkedIn. So they go hand in hand. And then blogging, this is another great way to just build a credible authority on the back end. And SEO is very foundational. It takes a little bit of time. But when you cover a lot of the topics that your ICP would be asking, this is where you are getting total market dominance. You're coming up in AI, you're coming up in Google. Direct search traffic actually for us is the biggest driver right now. We've been doing blogs for about 12 months. It is the biggest driver and it brings in hundreds and hundreds of people per month right to our website. YouTube's actually our second most organic channel. And keep in mind, these aren't paid strategies. These are organic content pieces, okay? And here's me actually doing it. I actually eat my own dog food. This is me doing YouTube videos. This is me doing LinkedIn. This is me doing blogs. This is all the stuff that we do. Now, look at this blog here as an example. I don't know if you can see this, but if we zoom in a little bit, this blog actually brought in a enterprise reader. which was really nice. The company was doing about $50 million in revenue. They came to us organically from this specific blog. Oh, I can click it. Perfect. You can see the company here. That's really great. But it's a great testament to show you, hey, look, you are discoverable when things are organic, and you don't need to always have to pay for attention, which is really, really nice there. Okay, let's keep it moving. The next thing I would do is I would build my production workflow. When you do not have a system that takes idea all the way into working asset, you're dead in the water. It's not going to work. I've seen people come to me and they say, we're going to try this in-house. They never release another piece of content again, ever. And the reason is because they don't have a production workflow that goes with research, scripting, editing, thumbnails, and publishing. When you have this working process, every piece of the content moves through this pipeline, and it removes friction at every single step. And this is something that's going to help you reduce burnout, because the more friction you add to your process, the less you're going to post, the less you're going to want to post, and the more you're going to hate posting. It doesn't matter the medium. You need a repeatable system that takes you from A to Z, and that's it, okay? Now, for the purposes of this video, we can't go too much into depth because this is a huge topic in and of itself. So I actually have created a free masterclass training that shows you the complete system here to take a working few ideas into 4 polished videos per month using just 3 hours of your time. That's all it is. It typically saves our clients about 20 to 25 hours per month and makes YouTube their second best organic traffic channel. Use the link in the description below. It should be the first or second link that you can watch this for free. Just go ahead, watch. It's about 20 minutes, but it'll show you if you can actually build this in-house, or you should just have someone like us go ahead and handle all of the exact systems for you, because it is a production system. If you don't have this, the whole system falls apart. So use that link in the description below. It's completely free. Anyways, let's get into step number 6. What I would do is understand how to put my calendar so I can batch content like a pro. Context switching kills your output. If you are continually doing scripts one day, filming another day, maybe you're making assets another day, your mind is going like this. This isn't going to work for you. You need to be focused and centered. So if you're going to be doing scripts one day, do scripts. You're going to do assets, do assets. You're going to do filming, do filming. That's exactly how I do my calendar, and I'll show you here exactly how I lay it out, okay? These are the 3 things that you need to do. Dedicate one time to recording, write scripts and focus sprints, and listen. If you are going to repurpose, okay, repurpose at one given time. Don't wake up and say, how can I repurpose this? Have specific times to do each specific task, okay? So this is how I actually do my calendar. Every single month, I have my time for ideas, for briefs and scripts, and then time for filming, which I am doing now. I'll probably do about 3 or 4 videos today. Give me about a month of content, and I'm just going to sit down here and rock and roll with that, okay? So that's what I need you to understand. When you don't batch content, your whole system also kind of gets thrown into a rut or into the abyss. Batch your content. And the last thing here is, this is step 6. I would embed tracking from day one. Most of the time with YouTube and content, people don't understand what's performing well. Views are a vanity metric. What I care about most is how much traffic and leads and revenue each content piece or content as a whole is bringing to my company, okay? So tracking, we do this with UTM parameters. This is essentially, it allows us to see every single video, what it's actually referring to the website. So here's a good example. I'll pull it up here. These are all of the YouTube videos that we have ever done for our new channel. And then we can see, all right, here's the UTM content. So these are all tracking links. I won't click them because it'll ruin the data. However, this essentially means somebody watches my YouTube video here, and then they click over to my website here. I now know that this video brought them to my specific website or the specific page I want. And what this does is it allows us to see, okay, this type of content got good views, but it didn't bring everyone over to the website. Or this content actually had low views, but it brought in the most revenue. So that's behind the actual performance of the video. So you can see the bigger picture. I can see what's actually performing well. And we don't just leave this as these ugly links. When we actually do go into the description, it looks clean like this. So if you look at the links below in this video, they're gonna be clean like this. And we'll understand that this video brought you over to our website, over to our page, or over to our opt-in. And it allows us to see which videos perform well, okay? So I would start with tracking as well from day one, because the longer you leave that, all those clicks and all that data that you keep posting for 2, 3, 4 months, it's gone. You have no idea what to iterate on. So very important from step 1 or from the first day, tracking. All right. Now, KPIs, the goal per video that I usually do is always have every asset back to either a demo request, a newsletter sign up, which can be a lead magnet, or booking a call. If you're just creating content and you're sending them nowhere, or you're sending them back into the social media feed, you've wasted your time. Capture attention where you get it, and always know where you're going to be sending people. Is it the next piece of content, demo, call, booking, whatever that is, understand what you're doing that. And then again, this just removes the guesswork. This is kind of what I said initially. If you don't know which type of content is actually moving deals for your business, or that your prospects are referencing, or if you don't know if they're referencing it in sales calls or pre or post demos, you're kind of shooting yourself in the foot. Get this tracking from day one. And again, this will just make sure that everything you do is tied back to revenue and also data and metrics. Okay. This is the last thing I would say. I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. If I could go back and if I had the budget to just get someone to help me and do it for me, I would do that in an absolute heartbeat. Content, it is a lot of work. Granted, do I know what I'm doing now because we've done it for so many years? Yes. However, if I was starting again, just to remove the years of headache, the trial and error, me editing at like 9 in the morning, how I'm starting my day just to get my post out for the morning. If I could offload all that stress or offload all that process to someone who already knows how to plug me into it, I would do that from day one. All right. The other thing too is you're probably going to waste a lot of money to build the perfect in-house content team. This is how much you will probably be spending for all of the pieces that need to go into it. YouTube is so much more than editing and scripts. You need to make sure you know, or someone knows how to make thumbnails that get clicked, how to research topics that are actually worth pursuing, how to do SEO keyword research to make sure that everything is optimized for AI visibility, etc., 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 etc. This is going to run you a shit ton of money. And not to mention, do you know how many bad hires that I've went through? I've burned countless budgets trying to find the current team that I have now that I know I can rely on, that I know will actually do good work. If you're going to bring in these people on top of benefits and the headache of making sure that they are actually a good fit, you're going to waste tons of money. Versus if you get someone that's just an agency partner who is like 3 to 5K per month, look at the cost difference of what you're looking at over the year. And again, there's no headache because they just do all the work for you. Plug into the existing team before building your own. Like, speed to market really beats perfection every single time. That's what I genuinely would say. I would get help from day one. So to recap here, this is what the bird's eye view looks like. Screenshot this video right now if you want to see the exact steps that I would have taken if I started content from day one. And keep in mind, if you want that full YouTube workflow for free, use that link in the description below. Put your email in, and then you can go ahead and watch it. However, if you do want someone to help you bring this to life, we worked with companies across 8 industries. We do this entire setup for you, and we run it every single month from research to final polished video with tracking. And you only need to invest about 3 hours per month. And we come on site and film with you. Again, our competitors don't do that, so really nice. Use the second link in that description or the first link to book a call with me, and we can chat about what this would look like for your business.